Welcome to Redstone class. Today we're covering advanced lava usage. We'll go over how it's useful to redstone, farming it, basic fire and burning rules, and the 4 blocks that it generates. So, if you remember from the water video, we talked about how water spreads. And lava spreads very similarly, only it only goes 3 blocks, whereas water would go 7, it only goes 3, like so. And that's not true in the nether. In the nether, it'll move at half the speed of water, but it will still go as many blocks as water goes. It goes, I think it's 1/3 the speed in the overworld, or maybe a quarter. It goes considerably slower. And so if we were to get rid of this, you'll notice that it moves much slower. But just like water, it's smart. And so whereas if there were nowhere to go, it would come and spread in all 3 directions. If we were to remove this block right here, it would actually only go there, because it is searching for the nearest place to go, just like water does. So that's something to know, that it does function in many ways, just like water. So in that, you can also do redstone with it, where if I were to update it, it would look for the new closest place, and then it would spread there. So I can shut this off like that, since sometimes it'll work and sometimes it won't, which is a really interesting thing with lava. You would think that it would work every time. You would think that it would work every time like water does. It has to do with how the... see, now it's not doing it anymore. So it has to do with when it updates. And so it's almost luck of the draw. I haven't looked into the exact tick, but that is something to know, that it won't update unless something nearby changes. But sometimes it takes some persuading. It's really strange and inconsistent. If you have any details on the specifics, I'd love to know in the comments, but this is not something that anybody ever talks about. But I do know that it does work with block updates most of the time, like water. Just sometimes it seems to want to update on its own. So if you didn't know, you can't create a new source block like you can with water, with lava. You might know that already. But there's a new way, and this is very popular right now in vanilla Minecraft because this is a way to do it, is with Dripstone Addition in Minecraft. Now you are, as long as it's a source block of lava, able to have dripstone underneath to cause it to create. And so if I were to empty these out, you would see after about a day or so that it would fill up. And so if I were to speed up the time by going game rule, do its random tick speed, we'll do 1,000, we'll make it ridiculously fast. You'll see that these will start to fill up really quickly. So after about a day or so, you'll see that it, slow it back down. So after about a day or so, they will fill up. So another thing to know about lava is its fire spread. So lava is able to place fire here in this orange area, and this is in 3 dimensions. So this looks flat. So if I were to pop this out, it would look like this region right here. It would be a 5x5 right here, and it would be a 3x3 right here. So it would be like this and like this. So this is the region that it can spread in. And what's important to know is this is where it can put fire, which means that any block here would be in danger. And so if I have the fire spread, let me turn the tick speed back up again. If I were to have a block empty right here and a block right here, that is a sufficient condition for fire to be created. See, now there's not because there's no air block there, but lava can create fire there. And that goes for anything over here. So if I were to open up this slot right here, we might think we're safe, but because it can place it in any of these orange blocks, it should be able to place lava. See, there it goes. Because we've sped this up, because I've sped up the tick speed, now you can actually visualize it. And so anywhere in the 3x3 over lava, and that goes for non-source lava blocks as well, in a 3x3 over and 5x5. So this diagonal is where you have to be careful. So that's where fire can be put, and anything flammable there is going to burn. So if there's leaves right here, you're going to be in trouble. So something to know. And if it's a solid block, then it'll be completely safe because it can't place fire there. So let's talk about one more thing, and then you'll have some homework. and then we will show you some things you can do. So if you don't know, there are blocks that don't burn in lava. So these blocks, anything that originates with ancient debris, so it cooks into netherite scrap, which we can use to make netherite ingots and blocks of netherite and the armor and the tools. If I smash this, none of those are going to burn. They're all going to float there. And so these will not be lost if you fell into lava. Let's say you died, you could come back and these would be floating here. And if you could get them, they'd be fine. So another thing you should know about that floating in lava is the way you take damage in lava. So lava is a separate damage from fire. It's very easy to think they're the same thing, or that lava damages you because it creates fire. So lava damages you about 2 hearts, about four half hearts, 4 points of damage every half tick. And so if I were to go to survival mode and step in this lava, and now I am burning slower. And this is fire damage. So this is fire damage, and I burn much faster. See? And so now, that's the two different differences between burning and lava. So that's something else to know. It's not really a redstone thing, but something in general. So this is the big final thing to go over, which is the 4 different blocks that it generates. So when water and lava touch each other, cobblestone is created, like this. However, if the lava lands on top of the water, it doesn't matter whether it's a source block of water or not. If the lava lands on top, instead it creates stone. And you might know that obsidian is generated from water touching a lava source block. So this used to be not reproduced. You used to not be able to have an infinite supply of obsidian. Now you can with the lava farms. So if you wanted to do a farm of all you'd have to do is take these new lava buckets you've created and you can expand this to be bigger. And then you can take the newly generated lava buckets, place them down, and then run water over them to make them into obsidian. So now, not only do we have an infinite supply of lava, we have an infinite supply of obsidian too. So the 4th block is one that's not used a lot in some circles, but it's still a really neat thing to be able to do, is you can create basalt. And there's other things you can craft out of basalt. Basalt is created by soul soil, not soul sand, but soul soil, whenever lava runs over it, if there's a blue ice block next to it. You have to forget my retro texture, but this is blue ice. And so whenever there's blue ice next to it, doesn't matter whether it's above or to the side, it will generate basalt. So those are the 4 blocks. So your homework is to create at least 2 different types of generators. So this is a basic cobblestone generator. See if you can make at least 2 types of generators for these different blocks. That's your challenge, and that's going to be the homework assignment, and in the next video we're going to go over that. So that's all I have for lava. Class is dismissed.